Okay, should I go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Hello, this is Lovely Banter with Lisa and guest. And today I have, if you guys want to introduce yourself, whoever wants to go first.
The
No.
silence. Do I have to say my full government name, social security, birthday,
You
all
can use a
that?
fake name, your stage name, whatever you want.
I'm just Tabitha. What can I say? It's just me. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Tabitha. And what's your zodiac sign? Just curious.
I'm a Leo, baby. A Leo. Yes.
Very good. And then who else do we have here?
And I'm Erica and Capricorn.
Woo! I'm a
Ooh, right?
Taurus, so we're both Earth signs. Woohoo! And Tabitha, my rising sign is a Leo, so we're connected spiritually.
Yes, twinning, twinning. Love that, love that.
All right,
I don't know what
so
my rising is. I never did that far deep into it.
Oh, I
send
don't
me
know
your.
anything about it.
I can easily find all of that information out for both of you. If you want to send me your full birth date and the time you were born and where you
Social
were born, I
security
will
too,
get you
right?
all the details of your whole life.
Okay.
She's like, give me your credit card
Well,
information. Let me know your banking.
It'll also be $10 each. I have a
right?
copay. Sorry,
Listen, I love supporting
just
local
kidding.
businesses. Yes, queen, of course.
That's
I'm an
right. That's right.
entrepreneur. Got to
Got to
make
do
this
it.
money.
That's right. Hustle. Put that hustle going.
Oh man. Okay. So we were talking a little bit earlier, and I think today's topic, which by the way, I haven't done my podcast in like forever. I think the last time I did it was 2021. So I am definitely like very like I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, but we're gonna wing it.
Just busy.
But
We love
You
winging
were
it. I
yes,
love
busy
it.
and
very busy. So much busyness. But yeah, so I guess we want to talk about. So today's topic, we'll talk about being a girl's girl, and also, have we ever come across men who are girls' girls? What do you guys think?
Tabitha. Do you want to go?
I think that they
Are they-
exist. I promise that men do exist that are girls. They do exist, but they're very few and far in between. I think we just need to educate men on empathy. A lot of them need education on empathy.
let's not just
Seriously.
just say empathy. There's a whole laundry
Yeah,
list, but yeah, we
yeah,
can start
social
there.
skills, everything.
Mm.
How to cook. I mean, why is
Oh,
that only
Oh
a woman's
my
job? Just
god. You are
laundry.
the
That's
cooking
okay.
aspect. That no, you're
oh.
right.
Well, and
No.
because when I was a kid, like when my mom was growing up, of course, my parents are older, but it was like you got married and that's what you were going to do was take care of
Mhm.
family, house, husband, and then people my age kind of were like, "Oh, we don't want to do that anymore." And
Right.
so there's been kind of a retraining, I hate to say training, but just guys kind of I think some guys kind of picking up on that we don't want to do that same thing, and definitely
Yeah.
women saying we don't want to do that same thing, but it
Yeah.
does take a long time.
And my thing is that I don't mind doing those things. I actually love I love baking, I love cooking, but it has to be like a 50-50 thing. Like, if I cook, you do the dishes or take
Mhm.
the trash out. It all the housework and all of that shouldn't just fall on the woman. And I
Mm-mm.
think a lot of men still have that mentality that all the housework falls on the
Bro,
woman, and it's like, what?
they're
Come on
living in like
now.
Victorian
We're all
era,
adults.
like
Mm.
1825. The woman must cook. Like, what are you doing? It's so dumb.
Exactly.
And honestly, what it is that it's a selection of men that they just fall into incompetency. They're just like, yeah, I choose to be incompetent because I
Mhm.
can't use a
I
spatula.
choose.
I actively am choosing to not cook an
It's
egg
not that
because
hard.
mommy's supposed to cook an egg. Like,
Mhm.
what? It's
And
it.
who is mommy? Excuse me? I'm not mommy.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, like it's crazy how I think it's a mixture of like I think it's a mixture of just men. Actually, I don't know what it is. I can't even tell you what it is that has programmed men to think like that.
Don't hurt your brain.
Yeah, it
Thinking
like
about men hurts my brain too.
Ugh, God.
No, I get it. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I think everything should be like mostly 50-50, but I still feel like men should like do like nice things and I don't know, it's weird. I mean, we live in a weird time that
Mm.
like basically those roles are really not our responsibility anymore. And I think you just have to find somebody who like is okay with you not being what a woman quote unquote is supposed to be, or what a man is quote unquote supposed to be. I mean, I think if you have like a conversation with somebody that you're with, say, I'm gonna cook, you do the dishes, and that's that. All you have to do is have like a
Mhm.
conversation. But I definitely don't think like there should be like specific roles on any gender. um it's just not fair. I think you just have to like figure out what works for both of you, but I don't know. I'm rambling.
No, not at all. No. And it does change. And I think I listen to a lot of people talk about stuff like that just because it interests me. And
Yeah.
so I think that is kind of part of the problem with, like, they talk about like everybody's talking about like the male, um what do they call it? Like the
The
loneliness or
male loneliness epidemic? No, they're not
yes.
lonely enough. Don't even get me started,
No.
Erica. My blood pressure is gonna go up.
Right. But it's almost like, it's like if you think about like a job, like coal mining, right?
Mhm.
Where
Mhm.
they don't really do it as much anymore, and these people are used to doing, that's my job, it's what I do. And it's like, but that's going away, and you need to find a
Mhm.
different way to do it. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
so the same thing is happening with kind of gender roles and things like that, that it's like, just because your dad did it that way and you feel like you want to do it that way, I don't want to do it that way. So we're going to have to compromise, or it's not going to go.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's,
Compromise. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So
I also
it's,
think
Yeah.
yeah.
that when it comes to like the whole 50-50 topic, I I think there's I think it's more than like we as people, we're more than just like percentages of like your day
Hmm.
to day. You are not going to be able to give 100% every single day, right? Just like your partner cannot give 100% every single day. And
Fact.
I think that it's it's more, of course, like there is balance of like figuring out, okay, you work this kind of schedule, um you're able to do these certain tasks during this portion of the day, whereas I might work
Hmm.
this schedule and I can do this during a certain portion of the day. I think it's also about like, I think the problem with like nowadays with people, like how they view relationships of like it has to be split down the middle, equal, right? I think it's also, we need to start thinking more into the sense of like, this is my partner, this is a person that like I care about. You need to like, I think some people aren't receptive, and this isn't even really talking about guys. I think like just people just
Hmm.
aren't receptive to like their partner of like, oh, I can clearly tell that she's had a shit day, like she's actually
Hmm.
Hmm.
tired and she can't, like I can already tell that she's running on 15% and she's not going to be able to give that 50% like we normally like agreed upon. And that was something that like I saw this like old ass man talk about. He was like 85, 1 foot in the grave, and he was talking about like how him and his wife, how he never understood about like the like gender roles and stuff like that, with like, oh, she must do this and I must do this. And he went to like this whole conversation about it, of how like how it's not truly 50-50 in the sense of like, of course you can split the actual chores, tasks, whatever you want, that could
Hmm.
be split into 50-50. But when it comes to the actual effort of doing those things, that's when things become gray area. And I think that I think people should do more for their partners. Like I really think people should do more in the sense of like
Hmm.
on both sides of like, picking up the slack for one section, helping you out through another, and vice versa. Like, relationships ebb and flow, just like motivation, mental health, physical health,
Hmm.
all of that, like, it truly does ebb and flow. When it comes to the actual mentality, though, of like, you need to do this because you have this, like, that
Right.
Oh
shit,
no, he's just
that's
Right.
trying to
scary.
tell to do. No,
like,
that's uh-uh,
like
uh-uh.
that's crazy. Where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
man,
That is
like, just
crazy. That is quite
I'm
crazy.
sorry, just
Yes.
because it says female on the birth certificate doesn't mean I should be able to cook an egg. Joke's on you, bud. I'll set the house on fire. Like, like,
Exactly. They're really
who?
easy to make too. Oh my god. Can you imagine like not being able to cook an egg? Oh my god,
Yeah,
Uh,
that's so embarrassing.
it is crazy. I think it's honestly, it when it comes to like crazy, like psychopaths like that, when they're like, they really, I hate saying it, but I really think it's their upbringing. Like, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
as and I mean, as crazy as this is to say it, but like, I'm sure we've all come across some mama's boys and the
Hmm.
ones where their
It'll make me
mothers
throw up.
are very, very
Just throw up.
coddling, right? And I think, I honest
Hmm.
to God, like, I don't listen. I'm all for women's rights and women's wrongs. Okay, I'm on their side, but I do think though that like, there are like those guys that like believe in like so strongly in that, where it's like, I'm not going to learn how to cook because like I was raised that the women do this. I was like, that's
Hmm.
their upbringing. That's mom and dad
Yeah.
and like teaching them
Yeah.
that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole nother level of mental illness that I can't help you with. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I love you.
Well, and see, then
Me
you get
too.
into, because when you talk, oh, jeez, something just hit my house. When you talk about like the trad wives,
yeah.
they talk about, you know what I
Oh
mean, and
God.
it's like, so for me, because I'm really not overly girly. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I fix stuff in my house and you know try to do like plumbing things like that. I
Mhm.
don't I don't wear a lot of makeup. It's just not really my thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Um but as far as like, and liking the like oh cooking, cleaning, doing, keeping a nice house so that when he gets home it looks really pretty. No. That's just not my thing and I think that's part of like the disconnect with people now is that I think a lot of guys they want that. You know what I mean? Like they want to say, "Oh, I want to find a girlfriend or whatever that will be interested in doing that." And there's
Mhm.
very few people who are interested in doing that,
Mhm. Mhm.
because we're people. We're not,
Yeah.
you're not like a
Yeah.
doll to do stuff or whatever and
And
um
I think
makes it
you
hard.
want like if I'm doing I hate this mentality, but it's kind of true. Like if I'm like constantly doing nice things for you, it would be nice to have it reciprocated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I don't think like just one person should just be like buying gifts or doing
Mhm.
nice things or constantly cleaning, making your life easier.
Mhm.
Um like although I'm the type of person where I don't do things to get anything in return, that's just
Yeah.
not who I am, that's not how I was raised. But if you're in
Right.
like a partnership and you're constantly the one like just doing everything, it's kind of why can't I say that word?
You got it.
Dehumanizing?
Yes.
There you
Help
go.
me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Exactly. And that
But,
no, you're exactly right.
and you
Yeah,
have to
it does.
care about yourself too. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes we get into relationships and it's kind of too late to like realize that like, oh wow, I'm being taken advantage of, like
Mhm.
crap.
Mhm.
And you don't
Hmm.
Yeah.
want to be taken advantage of, like, and it's sometimes it's hard. I've had some relationships where I've been taken advantage of and I like get to like the thick of it and I'm like, oh crap, how did this oh god, I'm such a
Mhm.
nice person, why do I say
Mhm.
yes to everything?
And you know
Yeah.
what? To
You
kind
can
of
get lost in the
piggyback,
sauce.
yeah, and
Hmm.
to piggyback on what Erica was saying about like how there are maybe some men nowadays want like the quote unquote trad wife. A lot of guys with that mentality, they think that they're a trad husband, right? They think
Hmm.
that they have what it takes to be a tradition, like that quote unquote traditional husband. But the sad part of it is that majority of the guys, and when I say like you have the qualifications, I'm not talking about the money bank. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual emotional capacity to treat your wife properly, of like actually
Yeah.
paying respect to your partner and giving the emotional safety that like your wife would need, right? And this is only talking about specifically men and women, like that traditional that stuff. I'm only talking about that for in this
Mhm.
case, but like
Right.
but like a lot of guys that are like, oh yeah, I want like a traditional wife. I want her to clean the house, do the dishes, blah blah blah. I'm like, you're saying all these wants of like your standards of what you want for the wife, but it's like you're not, and you're thinking that, oh, I make lots of money, so that's the only thing that I provide. I pay the bill, so that must be
Mhm.
all that that makes me a top tier husband. And it's like that's not that's
Not
not
at
what it
all.
is,
Mm-mm.
and
That's
they
like
don't.
that's
Yeah,
just a sliver.
yeah, it's
And that's
just
why
a
they're lonely.
Mhm.
yeah, and
I mean,
they don't have
you
the
know.
actual capacity to be emotionally mature and safe, emotionally and mentally safe
Hmm.
for their partner, safe spaces for their partner, things like that. And it's crazy how that's kind of it just it boggles my mind. I also think that like I think we can all agree that social media has like completely ruined our brains and completely
Oh,
like ruined people's perceptions of
Not at
like
all.
relationships and
I don't know what you're
marriages and
talking about.
like when
I'm
I
just
yeah,
kidding.
see a
yeah.
woman in like a polka dot dress and she's like in a pinup, like and she's like, I'm a trad wife, and I'm like, all right, bud, like do me a solid, please shut up. Like I
Right.
Are
like
you?
oh, and then like there's like this crazy women being like, you have to do this for your husband to be a good person. And I'm like, shut up, girl, you're crazy. Like get off the internet,
Seriously. Yeah.
delete the account, please.
Actually, I don't have to do anything.
No. No. And that's, yeah. Yeah. No,
You
But
there's,
know what?
how? Oh yeah.
I did want to say, I think it's so important, like for nowadays, for like women, especially like in their 20s,
Mhm.
30s, 40s, to make sure that they have their own money. I
Yeah.
think
mm,
like be independent for yourself first, and then find like what you're looking for, like boyfriend wise, husband wise,
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
I've
mhm.
realized like women are way better, like if they just don't rely on men for
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
thing, especially when it comes to money. That way, that like if you need to leave, or if you realize like this isn't working out, like you're still stable yourself, and then
Mhm.
the men can't throw the money in your face. So
Mhm.
then it's like, what now? What are
Yeah.
you doing for this relationship if money isn't, a factor? And
Mhm.
it really kind of makes the men have to work a little bit harder than what they're used to,
Yeah.
because typically they're like, I have money and I'm going to take care of you. And now if a man says that to me, I'm going to be like, you want to trap me. That's what
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
that is. And we're not doing that. I'm just going to be over here stacking my money. And if God or whoever wants me to find a man, then
Mhm.
okay, but I'm not sharing my money with you, and
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna be broke around no man.
A
Yeah.
partnership should never be what will you do for me? It should always
Mhm.
be what can you add into my life and what can I add into yours, right?
Yes.
And
Mhm.
Yes.
that's where
Yeah.
the problem is that we're kind of in like, especially this generation nowadays, a lot of like selfish, very, very deeply like scary selfish mentalities of
Mhm.
like me, what do you, I want this, I want this, you have to do this for
Yeah.
me because that. And it's like a lot of like the me, and again, selfishness is also a good thing in regards to like self-confidence, self-reliance on yourself, things like that.
Hmm.
There are times where selfishness is important in your character development, but at the same time, it's also like, yeah, a relationship should never be what will you do for me. It should always just be what can you add into my life that's already good.
Mhm.
I
Like I'm,
love that.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like, um, because I've got about 20 years more. So when I was younger, everybody, you met somebody and you got married. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And I notice now that a lot of people don't always get married. There's a
Yeah.
lot of young people that have. One of my best friend, she's got a son that's in high school, and she and her boyfriend have never been married, and they've been together like 25 years.
Yeah.
So, that's like, I think that's one of the things too. It's like and it's not really, I wouldn't say selfish. I would say it's just you need to have that independence
Mhm.
and not put all your reliance on somebody else,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then that way you can make those decisions when you have to, and I've been an at-home mom where I didn't have cash of my own and things like
Mhm.
that. And so that's,
Yeah.
it does put you in a position, you know what I mean? And so it's like now, I have a home job, it's like you do what you want to do because you have that independence. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's super important. And then, there's no reason why people have to get married. I'm
Yeah.
totally like
There's really
for
not.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like Goldie Hawn and is it Kurt Russell? They
Yeah.
never got married and
Mm-mm.
they're like happier than ever. I love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting married either, but it's all about preferences. I hope
Yeah.
like people like wake up and realize that there really aren't any gender roles anymore. I mean, I
No.
think
Yeah.
you just need to figure out what works for you and whoever you're trying to be with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For me, my new mantra is I got nothing for you but love. If that's not enough, I don't know what to tell you. If you need
Yeah.
me for anything other than that, then I don't know what to tell you. I'll of
Yeah.
course be there for someone. You know, I like to be like, if you need a friend and or something's going on, I will do my best to help you, but don't take advantage of it. Don't take
Right.
advantage of my niceness. Getting older now and I realize now when somebody is taking advantage of my niceness,
Hmm.
something I'm working on. But
Oh, always,
um
always.
Boundaries are such a
Yeah.
but that's
very,
all I can
very,
say now is
yeah.
sorry, what was that, Tabby?
No, I was just gonna agree with what you're saying. Like boundaries are it's a very important thing with both relationships and friendships. And the
Hmm.
number one step to having healthy friendships and relationships is communication. Like actually saying,
Hmm.
hey, this
But
topic.
also comprehending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like you can't comprehend unless you have a conversation about it, right? Like they're not gonna know about anything. Like we're not mind readers in the sense of like we're never gonna know what
Yeah.
you're thinking unless you actively say it, right? And yeah, it's something that I think there's a lot of people that sadly do get taken advantage of in
Mm.
relationships.
Mhm.
And I think it's a mixture of there seems to be a significant self confidence like issue
Mm.
in women, very very serious self confidence issue. I don't necessarily know exactly when it stemmed from. I've only been on this earth for a certain amount of time, so I can't tell you. But like, there is definitely something that I've noticed about where it's like there's like such a lack of self confidence with women that they're almost scared to vocalize of like, hey, I don't like that. That's messed up that you said that.
Mm.
I
Like
don't like
this.
how you're treating this
Yeah.
person. And I mean, I get why, because I mean, there's a history of women being completely hurt by men, but like, like
Right.
that's
Or
that's
Right.
killed.
yeah, hurt,
Yeah.
killed, slaughtered, everything bad in between. So like,
Yeah.
fair, like totally fair on the women's side. Like, yeah, y'all got the reason why you're like that. But I also do,
Mm.
um, I do think that I think nowadays, like it's slowly, very slowly starting to become more and more prevalent of women being like, no, with all due respect, you can go f off.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
Hmm.
like I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
You
I
can
don't want
say
that in my
stuff.
life.
You can say
Sorry, I was trying to be respectful. I'm so sorry. But
Yeah.
like yeah, like I think that it's starting to get a little bit better. I don't necessarily know exactly what started this ball rolling into the forward direction of self confidence. I don't know. Maybe people are
because we
getting more
tired.
therapy.
We tired of it.
We tired. We're just
Yeah,
tired.
Right.
Maybe
that
therapy.
too.
I think it might be
I love my
therapy.
Yeah.
therapist.
Yeah.
What's that?
I love my
And you,
therapist. I would
yeah,
be
I was
nowhere
telling
without.
you. Yeah, I just started back into therapy myself too. So
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
Erica. Yes,
Love that.
slay.
it's
Love
yeah,
that.
Love it.
it's so important. So
Mhm.
It-
important.
And you know what? Some people will be like, therapy is stupid. It doesn't work for
Mm,
me. I don't care. It works for me, honey. I like somehow found the greatest therapist in the world, and every time after I talk to her, I feel like I can conquer the world. I'm
Maybe
like,
I'm
we're
that's
doing
biased.
this.
awesome.
Maybe I'm like too harsh, but I think the reason why people say it doesn't work for me is because they're not being honest with their therapist. I think
A
they're just
hundred
not.
Ooh,
percent,
you
I
got it.
think they're
absolutely.
just not being honest with their therapist. They're not actually saying like, "Hey, I like this is actually how I think," and that's why because they're scared to acknowledge. I think a lot of people that say, "Oh yeah, therapy doesn't work for me," it's because you're scared to. You have to vocalize the stuff that makes you upset,
Yeah.
angry, or comfortable. So if you don't properly
Mm,
vocalize that, your therapist is not going to help. Now, of course, there are therapists that aren't the best either. I had one where it was
Oh, trust
nothing.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, like there are some therapists where
mm,
it's like they're just not a good match for you. But I think
right.
Yeah.
as a person who was not honest with their therapist, as a
Yeah,
person who was not honest for the first go around, I kind of like
we've
my
all been
brain.
there.
I kind of like spotted it from a mile away, being like, "I think you're just lying to
Mm,
your guy. I think that's all that it is. You're just lying," and I get it.
Hey, but they are for the most part a safe place, and honestly,
Yeah.
you're just wasting your money if you do
Mhm.
lie to them. So, I
Yeah.
yeah.
mean, I guess just don't get therapy, but also, I pray that people like can like get to that point where they do get therapy because it's super helpful and you will learn a lot
Mm,
about yourself because
Yeah.
it's not your friend, your family, your mom, your
right.
dad that
Mhm.
you're talking to. This is a professional
Yep.
and they're not gonna bullshit you. Mine does not. Like she would
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
do that. Like
Yeah.
she calls me out a lot and as long as you're honest, you can't go wrong with being honest with your therapist, even though you might not be ready to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, that
That's a
I
does
good
think that's
point.
stink.
that's
But
a lot of I think that's a lot of people's problems is they're not
Yeah.
there yet. They're not ready to
yeah,
hear what they don't want to hear. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm at that point. I'm like, just hit me with it. What is it, doc? You tell me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the pandemic had a significant change with of course people's mental health. I think it literally was
Mhm.
it was such a significant impact on everybody that like we all changed
Hmm.
after like 2021 happened. Like
Mhm.
everybody changed like and
Yeah.
that's something that I was talking with my therapist about of like I was like, yeah, I guess in a way like yeah, we are different people now compared to before pre-pandemic versus after. Like we are different
Oh
people.
yeah.
We were isolated for like a year and a
Hmm.
half or 2 years at one
Yeah.
point. It was yeah, I mean like it was an incredibly terrifying time and a lot
Hmm.
of there was just a lot going on. So yeah, like I think that everybody should go to therapy. I think everyone should be honest with their therapist. But I also think
Hmm.
like I think that people need to do more self-reflecting, like genuinely like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the problem is that going back to like social media being a problem is, and this could also apply to issues with your relationship and stuff like that, we
Hmm.
all keep like trying to run away from like bad thoughts or bad feelings and like uncomfortable stuff when in fact like we're supposed
Yeah.
to sit in it. We're supposed to
Do
sit
you
Yeah.
in
want to be my therapist, Tabitha?
it. Listen.
Same one.
I might need to.
Right.
Listen, y'all, I'm being so serious. I have done so much self-reflection that like at this
I
point
love
Yeah.
that.
like
That's so good.
and you want to know like some people like don't know how to do it and the only way I can tell you how to do it is I'm not kidding you. Have a full-blown conversation with yourself. I'm talking like talk like
Oh, I
I
Yeah.
talk
like
to this bitch all day.
have a completely out loud full conversation as if somebody's
Hmm.
in the room with you and just vocalize everything over and over and like that's what I do and that's how I've gotten to this point where I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I think like this, that reminded me of this person that did this to me,
I love
okay.
Hmm.
that.
And yeah, like that's how but going back to that thought though of like yeah, I think everybody needs to actually acknowledge the bad acknowledge the uncomfortable, acknowledge the issues, and sit with it, actually feel those things, because we keep distracting ourselves and it's not helping anybody's,
Yeah.
you know, social media
Yeah.
sucks. I'm anti-social media, even though I am on Facebook, but like still.
Oh, I know.
I'm
And
sorry.
it's so bad.
I'm trying to be an influencer for the past like 10 years. It has not worked out. I'm obsessed with social media, but I agree it has ruined my relationships. It's ruined a lot of things. Definitely your self-confidence, but I've gotten to the
Mm,
point where I'm like, "Hey, that person is beautiful, but so am I." That doesn't
yes.
Yeah,
discount my
that
beauty
is
or
such a
anything,
hard thing
or
to.
hey, that person's really successful, but hey, I'm where I'm at right now. One day
Yeah,
Mm,
maybe I'll get there. But yeah,
that's
it's
one of
all
the
yeah.
about
hardest things for me, I think.
your
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, and
I mean,
just being happy with where you are. I mean, and I think that's something that, like, I used to really worry about, like, what people thought about me.
Yeah.
Like, when I was early 20s, I was, all the time like, oh my God, am I wearing the wrong thing? And
yeah.
we didn't have social media, so that was just
Mhm.
pressure, peer pressure. And it's
Yeah.
like, but you put that on yourself, and I'm like, I look at it now, and I'm like, all of my friends, we laugh all the time because people are like, oh, so blessed, so blessed. And it's like, okay, you're miserable with your spouse, but yet you're going online, so blessed, kids are going crazy and whatever. And it's like, it all comes back to the same thing. It's like, you have to be real. You have
Yeah.
to be real, not just with other people, but with yourself too,
Mhm.
Yes.
and say, because there are things that will like, I lost my mom, so it's like,
Oh,
that's something you have to process. You can't get away from it. It's just, it's there.
Mhm.
right.
And I'm not a person that's really comfortable with getting emotional about things and
Yeah.
stuff. And I had to, because you can't stop that. It's like trying to stop a freight train when you're standing out in the woods. It's
Mhm.
like,
Right.
you can't do it. So it's, yeah, I mean, and therapy is just so, I go off and on. I'll go like every like 5 or 10 years. And
Yeah.
so, this year this
They're
was
like
like year
check-ins.
from hell. So I'm like, yeah, had to go. And I'm just like, it really does just help to kind of reflect and figure out, I think with women too, we're always kind of thinking, who am I? What am I doing?
Mhm.
What
Yes.
are my goals? Where am I? What am I doing? Things like that. And that it's an important part of that. I think it helps a lot with figuring that stuff out. And then you just get to a point where you're just like, I don't really give a shit what anybody else is doing.
Mhm.
I'm doing my
Huzzah.
thing, and yeah, here we go. So,
Absolutely.
you know, that's a
Absolutely.
good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah,
Mm,
definitely like comparing your life to other people is that's just
mm,
gonna make you go crazy. We are all living a different life, different world, different
Mhm.
paths, and
yep.
nobody's how awful would it actually be if all of our lives looked the same? I think it
Yeah.
would be awful. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, so this is what I love about lovely banter. We sure do banter.
Mm-hmm.
But did you guys want to talk about the topic or?
me, me completely
Well, I know
forgetting
we
what
did
the
kind of get
hell the
off, didn't
topic was.
we?
I completely forgot what on earth the topic even was,
I'm
bro. Holy shit.
well, uh, I think the topic was girls,
Oh
and
yeah.
meeting actually, or just seeing like men online who are actually like girls. Like I've come
I
across a bunch of TikToks of men now where they're like explaining to men like how they're wrong and how the woman is right, and they're just like, listen to her. She's not like here to attack you. Like you're just
Mm,
being like bullheaded, or you're being stubborn or something like that. But
Mhm.
it's just
mm,
amazing to see like the men who are like supportive of women, because there's a whole bunch of men who aren't supportive of women and still have that
yeah.
traditional wife in their
Mhm.
head. And we're not allowed to back talk, and we're not allowed to ask for things or have standards of our own, but they are like, come on.
Mhm.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
Well,
think
and
that
oh, go
there.
ahead.
Oh no
No,
no,
you
you
go
go
ahead.
you go you go you go you go.
No, I was just going to say that I think that's kind of, I think when you see guys kind of getting into that whole what I would call feminism. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like, being okay with women just doing whatever they want to do and being supportive of that. When you see guys like that, it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they get it. Somebody gets it.
Yes.
And it's, that's I think it's amazing that maybe that's a good thing about social media is that there is an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to see guys who are
Yeah,
actually doing that, you know.
I
So,
agree.
what were you going to say, Dad?
I was just gonna say that in regards to like girls stuff, I think that despite the horrors that we have to go through as women, there
Mm,
is nothing more beautiful sometimes than girlhood. I really think
Oh,
that
mhm,
there is
it gives
something
me
that,
chill.
yeah, there is just something that, like, it genuinely warms my heart seeing women just be on women's side, like, through and through.
mhm,
So, whether it is in a, like, the most gentlest, loving way, or if it's in a violent, chaotic, abrupt way, where, however color of emotion it is, where it's like women just supporting and protecting other women. It's such a good, it just makes me feel so good. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
mhm.
um there's just
And social
something,
media is great for that.
yes,
Yeah.
there is
Like part of an
something right
awesome
about it.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
joke is like people make the joke of like the drunk women in the bathroom being like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty! Oh my god, no, you're so pretty! I absolutely love your dress. I'm gonna throw up now. Can you like hold my like purse?" Like,
You'll
I
meet your best friend there.
I've
Right.
never had that experience, but when I tell you I want to so bad, I just want a
Aw.
drunk woman to fall on me and say, "I'm so sorry, sweetie. By the way, your hair looks great." And then like her go like puke in the sink. Like, I want that so bad, dude.
And then you call her beautiful after she
I'll marry
pukes.
her, bro. Like, I'm like, I love her. Like, I can't. There's just something where I'm just like, it just warms my heart so much. And I think that there's something to be said how it does not matter how old or young we are.
Mhm,
There's something with girlhood that's going to stick with us for the rest of our days, whether we're in our 20s seeing somebody older and like having this like connection of some sort, or vice versa. There's just something there's like, scientists need to study girlhood. I don't know how else
Mhm.
to
mhm,
word that. It needs to be studied, of how there's just this like, no, that like we don't even have, like, some women don't even have to say any words to each other, and we just
Right.
right.
know what's going
Yes.
on in the room, and you just know, and
Yes.
it's insane.
Mhm,
Like we're actually
yeah.
mind readers, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
I love it. I have a
Yeah.
question. Do you guys like a compliment from a man or a woman? Which has more effect on you? If a woman came up to you or a man came up to
Mm,
you and complimented you, which one
Absolutely
means more to you?
women. Instantaneously
Women.
women.
yeah,
Because
I think so
men can have
too.
ill intentions.
Yeah.
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 Men,
I get
yeah.
I feel so good about myself when like a woman like compliments my skin or my
Mm-hmm.
hair or like my outfit or whatever. And like when a man does, I'm like, ugh, get away
Yeah.
from me, David.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
What
Yeah,
ever.
are you
because you
trying
do.
to do?
You do assume that. Oh, the noise. Um, actually, so with my new job, um, they told me so that when I got the job, I was like the only one that applied for it. Um, but they had said that the person that is kind of like the team leader, or whatever you want to call them, um, they were talking about like who somebody would suggest, and somebody suggested me,
Oh,
and she was like, that was exactly who I was thinking about. Because I've talked to her, just kind of in passing. I send little jokes and ask people how their day is and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me that. and I'm not kidding. I like teared up like it, and I'm not overly emotional or anything, most of the time. But I was just like, that was to go from like a place where people would say, like, if you have a woman boss, she's going to be just a horrible bitch. Like when I was younger, that's what people would say. She'll be
Yeah.
awful because she's trying to prove something and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And to go from that, like hearing that kind of talk, to where somebody said, I wanted you because I see what you do. And I was
Yes.
just like, somebody noticed me.
Oh,
And then you know what I mean? I mean, it was just like, it was an incredible thing. I've never had anything happen like that in
oh
my
my
life.
gosh. I love
Yeah.
that. That gives
Yeah.
I
me
love
And
that
chills.
too.
it was amazing. And I'm like, and so, and she's tough. Like she's a very tough person, but she knows what she's doing, and I really respect her, and
Yeah.
and learning so much. But yeah, it really humbled me. I was like, I've never had anybody say anything like that in my
That's
life, and I was like, that's the way life should be. That's
Mhm.
girls.
that's how we should do for each other, you know?
Mhm.
Girls, girl. She's girls,
Yeah.
girl.
Yes. Yes,
Literally.
exactly.
Tabitha, I think what started our closer friendship, you had said that my skin looks amazing all the
Yeah.
time,
Oh,
Yeah.
and I almost started crying because I've been like so worried about my skin, and it just meant the world to me. Oh, and then I complimented on your makeup because I was
Yeah.
like, dang, this girl needs
And
her
that
own
meant the
YouTube
world to
channel.
me. Like, and that meant the
I
world to
love it.
me. I like. There's something where it's like, yeah, I absolutely like you have amazing skin and like incredibly appalled by the glow of your skin. It's insane. But anyway, like
I think
yeah,
it just might be the camera, but
nah, I don't believe it.
stop.
But yeah, that was kind of how we started. Yeah, that's how we started talking. Was just a simple compliment, and it made my day. It made my fucking week, dude. I
how
was
many
like,
people how many people complimented you on your makeup?
I've
Did
had
you say like 5
it
people?
was yeah, it was 5 people, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, like I'm
What?
sorry, I
I
didn't
love it.
understand. It caught me so off guard because for me personally, I did not delve into makeup when I was in high school. I was I was a super, I was incredibly insecure, deeply, deeply insecure kid, and very, very shy,
Mhm.
and very much like terrified to do any form of self expression for like the longest time. And so, and that's something I
Oh,
do regret. Like, I wish, like, if I could go back now, I would have wore everything that I wanted to wear and did everything and said everything that I wanted to say when I was a kid. But it's one of
it's
those
never
things.
too late.
Yeah, true. It's never too late to go back
That's
to high
right.
school.
Right.
But
That well.
That's right.
that part's a little too late. But
Here
yeah,
we go. We're going.
guys,
Yep.
I'm getting my GED. Even though I already got the diploma, I'm
Right.
going back.
Get
um,
it.
but yeah, it's something that I've thought about on and off past few years now. Of like, I've always been very, even when I was at my previous job, I was working at an office and dressing very professional casual kind of thing, and I just struggled with makeup because I never knew what was too much, what was too little,
Mhm.
what looked good on me, what I felt looked good. Like, it's just something that like I've slowly have been getting better or more comfortable with, and I've been wanting to delve for like the longest time. I've wanted to delve into more darker or intenser kind of makeup looks or things like that, and it's something I've always been like scared of. And so when I got the compliment, it meant the absolute world to me because I was like, oh, like this felt like really good, and I was second guessing it the whole day before like our meeting. I literally was guessing. I almost wiped it off because I was like, I think this might be too much. I think I look ridiculous. Maybe I'm like, I don't know, and I don't know. It just
No.
it meant the
It makes
world.
me want to wear makeup for
And
that
Yeah.
and you know
little
the thing
team
is
meeting that
that
we had.
you were not the only girl that said that to me. Like I had a couple other agents that said that exact thing of like, you make me want to wear makeup as well, like, and go back into it. And that's something that like warmed my heart, because I really do hate how, I think there's nothing wrong with people wanting to do a clean girl aesthetic or a grungy, crazy aesthetic. There's nothing wrong with either of them. Like, there's nothing wrong with not wearing any makeup or wearing a shit ton
Mhm.
of makeup. There's nothing wrong
Mhm.
with it. And I hate that we're in this, like, era where, like, again, with social media, people being, like, super critical of, like, oh, what's too much on this person is not too much on this kind of a person, or like
Right.
stuff
Right.
like that, where I'm like, do a solid favor, shove it up there, cause shut up, because like we're allowed to wear whatever we want to wear, men and women,
I
Yeah.
you're allowed to wear whatever
know.
the hell you want to wear, and
I
Yeah.
love men who wear makeup. I love
I do
it.
too.
Mhm.
I do too. I wish I had more, like, I wish, I want to surround myself with men that are like I so bad, cuz right now there's too many straight dudes in my life that I'm like, please go away. I don't like you. You're crazy. Like, your mentalities are so concerning, and I
I've
just
seen
literally,
enough.
I've seen enough. I'm taking off my glasses. I've seen enough.
I love it. I
But in
love it.
regards to the girls topic, though, of like, that is something that women, like girls will do, of like either saying like, hey, your makeup's smudged in this area, or like, oh, hey, do you need this,
Yes.
Mm.
here you go. Like, that's so amazing that we have that. And but in the other span of it is like the pick me's. That shit's
Ugh.
scary, dude.
Yeah.
That is some of the scary, I think what it is for me when it comes to like, that people assume, I don't like it when people abuse the word a pick me, abuse the word pick me, when it comes to a
Mhm.
person, like a girl standing up for another girl, or like doing like stuff, like being very vocal about something, and people will just throw pick me title on somebody that doesn't deserve that. But pick me energy is some of the scariest things I've seen, and it's so sad with girls. Like, I think it breaks my heart when I see a girl that like acts in that kind of genre of a pick me genre, very hateful
Are
towards
those
girls.
are those like are those like the same women who are like mainly doing things for the male attention and not like
Yeah, it's
how do I say
basically,
it?
it's when a girl tears down another girl to make themselves look better, for like, that's one option of like
Like
when,
especially if they're in
Mm.
front of like another male, or even
yeah.
like I've had it happen to me like at work, like not the job I work at
Mhm.
now. This is
Mhm.
the best place I've ever worked. But other jobs I've had, especially at like waitressing jobs,
Mhm.
I would
Mm.
always get like
Mhm.
torn down by like these other women, grown women.
Mhm.
Um, and my one job, I had like a woman who would always tear me down, um, just because I don't even know. And she was older than me, and it was weird, and just tried to
Yeah.
make me feel bad about myself. But yeah, those type of
Mm.
women or girls or whatever you want to call them, they're definitely almost dangerous. I mean, it's like
Very.
you can't even talk to them, and
Mm-mm.
hopefully everyone has some type of discernment when it comes
Yeah.
to
Mm.
like those type of women, to be like,
Yeah.
okay, I need to not talk about anything around them because they're just gonna try to. But
You.
even sometimes when you don't even say anything, they still like come at you and say something, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you didn't need to say that, but thank you,
Mhm.
Stephanie,
and,
thanks.
and you know the thing
Well,
is, you
and
mentioned. Oh
I
yeah, no,
think
you go.
but I was just gonna say, I think a lot of times you have to look at it of, because I mean, everybody, you're always going to talk about people. It's just what
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
do. Sometimes you, like, in privacy, whatever. You're always
Yeah.
going to do
Yeah.
stuff like that. But when it comes to like somebody that you're truly, like a coworker, somebody that's in your life, you know what I mean? Where's that coming from? You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, if this lady is coming up and she's making fun of your makeup, making fun of whatever, chances are she's super like stressed about her look. So
Mm,
And
she's going to
insecure.
projecting.
point
Yeah.
you out and say, because, they can tell, like people who are bullies like that, they can
Yep.
tell who's going to get upset. And so I'm
Yep.
going to go to you and make you feel bad. And then I look better, and
Yep.
it
Mhm.
never works like that. And it's like, cause that's like a big thing for me is like, it doesn't matter what anybody wants to do. If they want to do it and they feel good about it, let them do it. What does it
Exactly.
matter? Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
mentioned about it, like Lisa, you mentioned about it saying how, pick me energy can also just be like girls doing awful rude things to girls in front of women, or I'm sorry, in front of men. But another thing is that what
Hmm.
people don't realize, people pick me women with this kind of energy, they don't need to have the man in the room. They don't need to have the man in the room because even subconsciously, they are still trying to make themselves better in the male like view, like male perspective, right? A guy doesn't even have to be in the room, and they're just brainwashed with this mentality of I need to be better in every form of way. I need to be seen as better. It is all rooted in severe trauma, like all of it. That's why
Hmm.
I truly, wholeheartedly
Yeah.
pity all women that are like that have this energy of like, oh, I was a one of the things that always used to get under my skin was because my best friend, she's a tomboy. She grew up as like super tomboy, like just the complete stereotypical tom girl, I should say.
Hmm.
And um, there was something that really would frustrate me, not for her end, but when I was around somebody with like this like very scary pick me energy, where she was like, I'm not like other girls. Like I don't even like doing this or doing this, and like I think girls that do this are like so stupid. And I was like, I was I was getting so frustrated because I was like, there's nothing wrong with a girl liking more masculine things. There's nothing wrong with a
Yeah.
girl liking more feminine things. It does not make
Hmm.
you better. But the thing is, it's all, we are very much conditioned, like we as women are so conditioned to cater towards the male perspective, male like
Yeah. Yeah.
view in every single aspect. It's fucking terrifying, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
And so with these girls like that have this like pick me energy, they it's in the name. They just want to be picked so bad
Hmm.
because
Right.
most likely they do have a lot of trauma with their dads, with male role
Hmm.
models in their life, with, or even the opposite, maybe just parental issues in general where parents were
Yeah.
not there. And it makes me so sad that, and they also 9 times out of 10, just like Erica was saying, they most likely have incredible like horrible self-image,
Hmm.
and like just hate themselves deeply inside. And it's one of those things where it's like I just pity, like discernment is a very important thing that like a lot of us need to practice, and a lot of us need to
Yes.
like be better at, because discernment
Hmm.
is such a serious thing. But yeah, anytime I see women like that, one, I'm terrified of them, and I'm like, I need to, like, you need to be on like a 6 foot pole away from me, bro. Like, get away, because
Right.
that
Right.
energy is so damn scary. But like at the same time, I look at them and I kind of, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I feel like I could have been that kind of a person if I didn't do other things like in my life, therapy, self reflection, blah blah blah. I
Hmm.
really could have
Yes, we
been like,
all could.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm looking at, it's like almost looking at a mirror of like what you could have been if you didn't go down a
Hmm.
certain path.
Yes.
And so that's why I have such a different perspective of it now, where I'm like, I see you, like you don't see you, but I see you, what you're doing. And
Hmm.
it's like, it's not
I think
good.
that's another
Yeah.
good thing about therapy is you start to like see other people
Mm-hmm.
almost. I hate to be this like person, but I can almost like kind of diagnose people when I talk to them. I'm like,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you're doing this for a very specific reason, and I know that
Hmm.
reason. You cannot fool me,
Right.
peasant. I know what you're doing.
I
Your
love it.
tricks won't work here. I'm in therapy, okay?
Exact.
Every other
Exactly.
week, mind you.
I've looked deep into your eyes and I can see your mommy issues from a mile away. I've seen it. I know it. Guilty as
I
charged.
love when I love when people try to I love when people try to project on me, or like you can see other people trying to project on other people, because it's like, man, come
Yeah.
on, just
Mm.
go project on a therapist, okay, not me. I'm not the one.
Exactly. Exactly.
But do you
Try it.
guys
It
feel that way
helps.
too? Like, since you're in therapy and proud of it, like you can kind of like sense people now, like you have a better like judgment of others now, because like you might have been that person at one point, or you talk to your therapist about stuff like this, and now like when if somebody does try to say something or do something, especially projecting, you can kind of like almost sense it from a mile away.
Yep, yep,
I
and
think
yep.
it's I I think if you like I have there's a lot of things that if you're outside of the box, so if it's something that it doesn't really affect you, I can look at that and say, "Oh, this is your problem. This is what your problem is." And because it doesn't affect me. But when it's stuff that does affect me, it's like I've got blinders on. I have no idea what's happening. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like I'll
Yep.
get like confrontation. So I am, and people laugh all the time. They're like, people will say, "You're so mean." Like when you get in somebody's face, you're so mean. And I'm like, but I hate that. I don't like just, making people feel bad. I don't want to feel bad. That's like my worst thing. And it's like, I don't know how to fix that. So that's why I go to therapy.
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes to other stuff, it's like, just get over it. It'll, work itself out. Don't worry about it. But
Right.
that. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm in a state now where this most I started therapy back in when I had a mental breakdown in 2022 because everybody in the
Way.
pandemic messed everybody up. And so
It's
Yeah.
okay. Fine.
I started in 22 and then I stopped. I stopped for I stopped going. It was just like me and the therapist that we weren't clashing that well, and I didn't think
Right.
I needed it
Mm,
anymore, and I wasn't very honest with my therapist to begin with, and she wasn't really like she
mm,
was helpful, but I thought that like I was like I need somebody that's gonna like actually like I maybe like not I want to get along with my therapist, but I also don't want to be besties where it's like oh my god you're my bestie like no I
yes.
need you to like tell me that I'm messed like be honest with me and be like bro stop like you're doing shit that you shouldn't be doing like I need somebody to be like very blunt with me right and she wasn't very blunt with me
Hmm.
and
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I stopped going to therapy right and I was like you're not being blunt with me but you're also like not giving me the best advice not even gonna lie and I'm also not being honest with you so like this is just not a relationship that should continue so I stopped right and
We're
then
breaking up.
yeah, we're breaking up. And then in 2024 was when I officially went back. I think it's been officially 1 year now. March, I think, is when, around March
Cool.
2024 was when I got back onto it. And
Awesome.
all right, this time I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna actually be fully honest. Like if they put me with a psychiatrist, they put me with a psychiatrist. They put me in the loony bin, they put me in the loony bin. I get arrested, I get arrested. Like I was like, I'm gonna be honest now, right? And you know the thing that I've learned is that a lot I this therapist this go around definitely has taught me a lot um about myself and who I am. I'm noticing nowadays where I not necessarily diagnose people, but I
Mm,
can if I'm seeing something that's very similar to like what I've done in the past or
Mhm.
like very similar
mm,
scenarios of things that I've witnessed because I've got a lot of witnessing. I
mm.
I realize I'm like there's just this weird feeling of like it almost feels just like an alarm bell going off like
Yeah.
Mhm.
danger watch
That's
out
your discern. That's your
yeah
Mm.
discernment. Welcome.
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
and I notice now where I'm like now I'm starting to get a little bit better with vocalizing my thought process now, of like talking out loud, going through the whole list of like, okay, what am I feeling? What is my body like what's
Mm.
happening in my body right now? What
Yes.
is
So
like
Yeah.
it's crazy how I never thought about mental health that much until like in these past, like when I turned 22 was when I really started going deep into the deep dive of it. And it's crazy looking back
Mhm.
of like it really is such a weird feeling looking back. I'm like, holy shit, I'm a very different person from 22 to now
Mhm.
25.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It truly is. Oh my God. Such a good feeling. But do you ever get like the ick about yourself? Like
Yes.
a couple of years
There's
ago,
Mhm.
you're like, what the heck,
I was
girl?
just
Oh
What are
yeah.
you
about to
thinking?
say, like, I was just about to make a joke because you're like, therapy's great. And I was like, it's so great, but it also fucking sucks because I have to
No, for
acknowledge
real.
the shit that
You ain't
I
lying.
did or like that I've
Yeah.
done. Or like,
You know?
dude, when I tell you, like, anxiety, just anxiety it's by itself, right?
Oh, I have
There
severe anxiety.
I have
Mhm.
done the most batshit craziest thing. I had the. I'm not gonna tell the story. I won't take up time. But I literally had the cops called on me from something that I did because I was fucking crazy. Because like I
Oh.
simply anxiety. Because it was a whole misunderstanding. I was fine. I didn't do anything wrong. Don't worry. Nobody got hurt.
That
Nothing.
anxiety,
But
it'll get you every
but
time.
literally, dude, like I'm being so serious. Like just a simple thing of the word anxiety of like people don't
Mm.
realize like how much mental health can obviously affect you for sure, but yeah,
Mhm.
with therapy you got to do a lot of digging and it sucks
Hmm.
ass. It sucks
Yeah.
so much at times. Like but at the end of the day though, I don't regret even the stuff that like even though I do have the ick of some like previous
Hmm.
experiences or like things that I tolerated. There's a
Mm.
lot of ick. But at the same
Hmm.
time, I personally for me, I have the mentality of like she had to do that. She had to make those
Yes.
mistakes. She had to fuck up.
Mhm.
She had to be an absolute dumbass in order to get to where I am right now. Like I wouldn't have
Mhm.
been able to
Yes,
get
I
there.
love that. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Mhm.
I I have written stuff about this that I'm like, I don't regret anything that happened. Just disappointed in myself, I guess, but I don't regret it at all. I would probably do it all over again,
Mhm.
probably,
Mhm.
because I'm stupid. But um
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if all that stuff didn't happen, we wouldn't be where we are today. And the main
Mhm.
goal, at least for me, is to just be a better person than I was yesterday. And hey,
Mm.
sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but if you at least tried and, you know, you woke up and just tried to do the best you can, that's all you can do. And then talk to your therapist about it. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, and you're always like, and I mean, oh my God, oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't even. I used to drink quite a bit,
Mhm.
so that was how I dealt with anxiety, like
Yeah.
Same
back in the
here.
day. And I'm one of those people too that I have a horrible time trying to understand what I'm feeling,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
which most people don't understand. That they're like, how do you not know how you feel? But
These
Mhm.
things
you
are
there is
complicated.
it yeah, it really is. And that's why therapy is so important, to kind of straighten that stuff out. And I agree completely. I'm like, there are things that I have, places I've been, things that I have done that I look back and I'm like, oh my God, was that even me? Like, you
Mhm.
just can't believe it. But
Yeah.
But
I
boy, it
wouldn't
made a
be,
good story.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. So, it's like,
Exactly.
that's
You
and
can't
getting
beat yourself
stronger.
up. Yeah.
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 With the
Yeah.
whole like disappointment, yeah, you can't be too harsh in your disappointment towards yourself of like things that you've done because believe as I said, believe me, that one incident that I did with anxiety, believe me, I look back on it and I'm like, man, real cringe, real like I cringe at it and I wasn't even disappointed. I was like ashamed of myself at the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was deep shame, right? And I realize now, like where I'm at now, I look back and I still cringe. I still grit my teeth when I think about like what I like all that whole incident or whatever it was. Like even though it wasn't even that
Mm.
severe of a thing, but at the same time, it was very impactful to me. But yeah, we have to give ourselves grace a lot more because yeah, one couldn't you're not gonna be where you are today if you didn't do the things that you did then. But at the same time, it's also like
Hmm.
people don't you in the moment when you're let's say like mentally upset or like in a dissociative state, right? Or
Yeah.
you're not fully there, or you're
Hmm.
just not fully there, right? You cannot. These are chemicals in your brain, dude. Like
Right.
you can't be there and be like, "Wow, why did she do that?" Bro, she wasn't even on this earth when she did those things.
Right.
Like she wasn't even here. Like
Exactly.
you can't be too aggressive with it with yourself of like you also like you have to take into accountability of like, okay, what experiences were you like what was going on in your head? What
Mm.
were things that like led you to this point? Right? What are things that you
Yeah.
just started uprooting in your memory of like, oh shit, this happened to me, and like now, you know what I mean? Like you have to give yourself grace, and
Yes.
forgiveness
Yes.
is
Yep.
such a big deal with not only
Mm.
people but also yourself too. I
Mhm.
think
Hmm.
that's one of the things
Snap,
that
snap.
I'm trying to learn. I'm actively trying to learn forgiveness right now. It's hard.
Hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard. I got anger
Hmm.
issues, bro. It's hard. Like,
Yep. Yep.
Like I said, as long as you're like actually building on trying to be a better person, and
Hmm.
that's what I feel like life is all about. Like that for me, I might live in la la land, but I just feel like
Delulu.
I want to be the best person that I can be for myself, for others, but especially myself, because I've deprived
Hmm.
myself of
Mm-hmm.
self-love for a very long time. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
forgive yourself, give yourself grace. Not every day needs to be perfect, and not
Yeah.
it's impossible to have like a perfect day, especially in this day and age.
Hmm.
Like the littlest thing could set me off. Like
Mm-hmm.
I drop my cup of water and I'm like, why does the universe hate me?
Right.
But um yeah, I mean, I think it's so cool that you guys are in therapy. I just love it because, like, there's such a stigma around it. And
Oh.
it, once you get to that point where you're actually, like, I get excited for therapy because I
Mm-hmm.
finally
Mm.
found, like, a really good therapist. And, like,
Yeah.
I always have it marked on my calendar and I'm like, yes, today's the day. And she,
Yeah.
like, she has me do, like, little projects. And
Mm.
it's like cognitive
Oh,
behavior
I like
therapy.
that. I
So,
might bring that up with my
oh,
Yeah.
therapist. Bitch, you better start
girl,
giving me homework. Like,
cognitive
Hmm.
cognitive behavior therapy, it'll change your life because, you know, people are always like, "Well, just change your mentality, blah blah
oh
blah."
my
And it's
god.
like, okay, now that is possible, but you need the right tools and you
Mm-hmm.
need the
Yes.
right therapist to do that. The things that she has helped me with has changed, I feel like, my brain chemistry. Like you were talking about, Tabitha,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
it is all chemical. And like, you know you have to like do the work. You have to use these tools like journaling and
Hmm.
therapy and cognitive behavioral worksheets and little assignments. I love it though. Like I love little tasks and stuff, so I'm
Hmm.
just so for it. But these little things will eventually like make sense, and they do eventually help. Like I've been on a healing journey, I feel like, since I was a little kid, and I've been trying to
Mm-hmm.
like heal myself
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
do better since I was a little kid. And one day you'll get to that point where it's like, oh my god, everything that I've been working on is actually working. It might
Hmm.
not work
Yeah.
right away, but it does. You just have to
Hmm.
keep
Yeah.
doing it. You have to want to. You have to want it. You have to want to be a better
Hmm.
person. Not many people do. So a lot of
Yeah.
people just want to sit with who they are and they don't want to change. A lot of men
Mm-hmm.
I've come across, you have no idea how many times I've heard this phrase. That's just who I am and I'm not going to
Oh.
change. Like, boy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what? ill. You should
Mhm.
always want to evolve and be better. Like,
Hmm.
I don't, although I'm in a good place right now, I don't want to be where I am right now 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. Even the mentality I have right now, I hope that changes. Like, you can
Yeah.
miss me with that. I'm here to evolve, not just die. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And enjoy. I mean, I think that what it comes down to too is,
Oh, that's a
you
big
know,
one.
you yeah, give yourself the tools to heal, and
Hmm.
then get to a place where it's like, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm here, and kind of look at what you have, and not like money wise or thing wise, but like just, kind of how you feel about yourself, and be
Yeah.
happy with where you are, and comfortable. And that's, to me, that's what life is about. It's
Yes.
just that feeling good, and saying, you have been through that kind of stuff, and look where you are now.
Call me a
And just,
Exactly.
it's
caterpillar,
going to
bitch.
keep
I'm
getting better
healing.
and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It really is. And yeah, I mean, we just have to keep on keeping on. I
It's so
love that
funny that
phrase. Keep
Exactly.
on.
you even said
I do
too, like,
too.
you were spot on the money about like how trying to remember exactly what you said. It made me do an aha moment. Shit, no, it's gone. It left my head. You said
Oh
Who
it.
said
no.
it?
It was you said
Who said it? The Capricorn or the Taurus?
the Taurus. It was
Yes. Was That's me.
So you said about how you said something where you're talking about like when you're
Men
like
ain't
on a
shit.
healing journey. Men ain't shit. Yeah, girl. Yeah, talk your shit, queen. No, it was
Just
it,
kidding.
it was no, you're talking about your healing journey of how like um how you started that from like being a kid, and like now you're at a
Mm,
point where it's like wow, like I did reach a spot where like I wanted to get to, like I've been
mm,
working this far, and I'm looking back now, I'm like I'm not the same as I was before. And I think that is it. I think that was one of the most, that's such a good feeling when it comes to therapy of like looking personally for me, looking back and being like yeah, I'm not the same person as who I
right.
was when I was 15. Thank God I'm not the
Mhm.
same person.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Like thank
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Like,
Like
seriously.
I could never imagine wanting to be the same person forever. I
Mm,
could never, God, that would be so terrible. I would
Off.
just feel emotionally constipated for the rest of my days.
Yes.
like like I don't know how else
Yeah.
exactly.
to describe that. Like and I think that's one of the most, I think, prized jewels about being in therapy, or just and you don't, the thing is that yeah, therapy is great, and but it also like there's a grieving section that you do in therapy of like grieving your old
Mhm.
self, right? And
Mm,
grieving the
Yes.
things that you've did experienced, like there's just a lot of grief that comes around
There
it.
is.
And it's
mm,
also, especially if you're one of those people like myself where you go into therapy and you come out realizing, oh shit, I didn't know that that
mm.
was abuse. I didn't know.
Shit.
Wait, hold the phone. Like,
Right.
when is somebody gonna tell me? Like, like shit like that, where it's like you come out of it being like, damn, that was info that I didn't know that I needed, and I didn't want it, and I honestly give it back. Like,
Mm,
take it back. I'd rather be in oblivious bliss. But yeah, that's a crazy thought of like I wouldn't have healed if I didn't know that stuff.
yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
from what you just said, Tabitha, I think that's why people don't go to therapy, because
Yeah.
you're gonna learn some things you don't want to learn. You're
Mm,
gonna realize so many things, and it's so much easier to just be complacent in in your misery. It's a sad truth, but um
Mhm.
sometimes people are more comfortable being miserable. Trust me, I was there. I was
Yeah.
yeah.
depression was my personality, which
Mhm.
that
Hmm.
I just realized. I'm like, wow, you're so cool, Lisa. You think depression is your whole personality. No, it's not. That's not
Yeah.
even me. Um
Yeah.
but you know it's such a cool thing, like when you actually do get to that point where you're like, no, I don't want to be that person anymore, because you do have a
Mhm.
choice.
Mhm.
And I think from everything that we were just talking about, like when you do get to that point and you realize like, oh, this did work, like me doing this small thing, it kind of gives you grace for the future to keep seeking help, keep wanting to be better, keep trying to, you know, heal yourself, because you're going to get to another point where you're like, yes, this
Yeah.
worked. Like
Mhm.
now I moved on from that and now I can tackle the next demon, I guess.
I'm
But
incredibly proud of
Yeah.
you, Erica, how you mentioned how you were, like you said that you did used to, back in the day, have a lot of alcohol consumption to, like, maybe
Yeah.
handle some harder emotions, harder topics, things like
Yeah.
that. And, like, the fact that, from what it sounds like, you did overcome that, or at least push through
Mhm.
that kind of,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
habit. And that, first of all, I'm incredibly proud of you for that case of, like, being like, hey, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be that
Thank
person
you.
that just drinks to fix, like, and to put a band-aid on things. Like, that's a huge accomplishment, first of all. As a person who has a family full of addictions, that's a crazy
Mm.
ass thing
Yes.
to overcome. And
Yeah.
it's definitely not something just to be taken lightly. And as what Lisa said, of like, yeah, it's a crazy feeling to be like, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be that person that my like, yours was depression, mine was definitely like anger. But like, it was like a
Mm.
simmering anger when I was growing up. Like, I was like, it's hard to explain. It was like a shy kid that doesn't talk but is like deeply angry on the inside at like everyone and everything. Angsty
Were you
teenager, Huh?
were you emo?
I wanted to be. I just my family couldn't afford to like buy a bunch of like shit at a Hot Topic or something. So I was too scared to self express. But I was an internal emo for sure.
I
I was
I
an
was an
internal
internal
emo.
emo too. I was a girly emo.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I wore a single hoodie every single, like, it was, I wore one outfit every single day to school, and that was a hoodie, and that was it.
That's
Like,
fair.
but yeah, I was, oh my god, dude, I was an edge lord growing
Mhm.
up. I still am an edge lord. Good lord. Like, oh god.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
There's
Exactly.
not.
Thank you.
There's
Mm-mm.
not.
But yeah, it is but that was something that I decided when I was growing up. I didn't actually, I didn't even really decide it. It was more like I slowly, I guess, got older, and I started, like, that fire, that anger, simmering heat, whatever you want to call it, that was like just stewing for so long. It started to burn out, and I started feeling burnout and being like, holy shit, like, I've just been so
Mm.
fueled by anger and hatred towards certain people in my life that I realize now, where I'm like, it's not getting me anywhere. It's not,
Hmm.
yeah, it doesn't get me
Mhm.
anywhere. And
That's great that you realize that.
yeah, at a young
Now,
It's big
age,
of
yeah.
it's
thankfully.
big of you. Yeah.
At a young age, thankfully, because, like, I'm glad I wasn't like 65 being like, ah, yeah, maybe I should now hold up, like,
Ah, shit.
put up the torch and
Right.
pitchfork, like nowadays at
Uh,
the ripe age of
I got to do
65.
something here.
Hey guys, I know
I guess it's time. Mm.
yeah, I'm gonna go stop being angry. I'm gonna go be a Buddhist or something. Like, I don't know, join the
Right.
church, or I don't know, like something. Like, become a nun. Like, I don't know, something.
No, anything but that. Mm.
Oh my god. But
Yes.
I think
Oh,
I love that. That's so funny though. What
yeah.
was the
No, and
topic
that
again?
it is
Yeah,
that
we can forget the topic.
right.
This is what I love. That this always happens. Like, even having a topic, there's like side topics to the side
Mm.
topics.
It's so
So yeah,
funny.
I love it.
I love
I
it
love it.
too.
Just girls being girls,
Girls
and
being girls.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And having fun because I've been missing you guys.
I've been
Yeah,
missing
it's
I
you
nice
guys
to
know.
too.
chit chat.
Ugh.
I know. It's so different.
I'm tired of
Yeah.
being a professional woman. I don't want to be it anymore. I want to be Goofy Goober.
Uh,
I
for
want.
real.
I want to talk about therapy and like crazy ass shit that happened.
Well, I can already tell that we'll have a lot more to talk about as well. Like you guys get it. It's
Yeah.
there we all have so many experiences, and it's so therapeutic to talk about it with your therapist as well with some great gals. It
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly is. Nothing beats it.
nothing
Um,
does.
but I'm not sure what time we're at for. I don't know if you
We're
guys
at
forgot we're doing a podcast,
we're
I
but
at an
right.
hour and 20, baby.
okay. Well,
Okay.
do you guys want to add anything else? And I'll wrap it up, and we can definitely do this again because we can banter.
Yeah, we
So
got this. We got
that's all I
this.
care about.
my thoughts are my thoughts are go to therapy, be honest with yourself. If there's anything to take away, start having full blown conversations with yourself as if somebody's in the room. I don't care how crazy it makes you sound. I don't care if somebody barges in and hears you. That's their problem. That you need to
I'm
have full blown
definitely
conversations
going
with
to.
yourself. It's so
I'm definitely
nice.
going
Mm.
to practice that.
I
I am
literally,
for
when I
sure.
like, I'm being so serious. Have a complete conversation with yourself. I'm talking being like this. Okay, here, let me role play for a second. This is what I'll do. I'll go. I cannot believe that he was saying this to me. You want to believe? Okay, so he said this. He told me that I should go and do this because of this, this, this. I don't understand why somebody would do. Why? You know what? You know what, dude? You are such a piece of shit. Actually, you are a terrible person for saying that to me. And you know what? This is reminding me of my dad. Fuck you. I don't like this. You remind me of this. And you know what? I
There
should
we
really
go.
start doing like okay, that's exactly what you got to start doing like to yourself.
You
That's
sound
right.
like me in my car. That's what I do in my
Literally
car.
full blown and then like get really erratic with it, but then calm down with it. Then sit down and be like,
Mm.
okay, I'm feeling like right now I feel like this in my body and my heart rate's going up. My palms are incredibly sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti kind of style. And
Mm.
you
Mm.
know, like
Mm.
and be like, I don't understand why I'm so attached to this person. What is it about them that's making me keep going back? Why do I keep doing this?
Mm.
And then like I literally it's like that's what I do. I just start sitting with it and being like, this person really made me feel like shit. I don't and I'm gonna talk
Mm.
to them about it and I'm gonna say this and this is exactly how I'm gonna word it and I just have full blown conversations with myself. I used to kind of like say that I was like talking to God in a sense, but like whatever floats your boat. I just say that so people don't think I'm crazy. Like that I'm actually just talking to literally
You gotta
nobody.
do what you gotta do.
Like they're like, Tab, who you
Nice.
talking to? I
Yeah.
don't
Want to
know.
blame the big
Jesus.
man upstairs? That's fine.
like
Right.
like you gotta use whatever excuse you can get. But if that's what floats your boat, then
Blame a man.
like
Mm. Always. Always.
Yeah, it usually is always a man.
but yeah, dude, like how
Mm.
like if there's anything I could ever take away, have full blown conversations with yourself. Both the erratic and the like be angry with yourself and like yell into like nothing. But then at the same time, once you're
Mhm.
done yelling and once you're done like shadow boxing the air and pretending to throat punch that guy, then sit and just talk to yourself of like all the other stuff that you wanted to vocalize. It's helped me so much, dude. It's insane.
You
Mhm.
know what I don't know why this made me think of this, but I've always wanted to do this where you go out in like the middle of like nowhere or like a field or like a mountain
Yeah,
or something and just scream
yeah,
at the top of your lungs. I
Yes.
wish I could do that. I want to do that.
dude.
You
I
can
I
would
feel
be
do
like it
it.
would really
yelling.
help me.
I would be
Can
yelling
I?
so loud. Yeah, you can. I think maybe there's got to be something. But dude, I
You
There's
can
got
would
to be somewhere I can go.
I would be
you
yelling
can just
so
do it
loud
right
saying
now and like off the porch and no one will, they people may post on Nextdoor or something, but you could do it and then
get the
just let it
cops
go and then
calling
they
you.
won't know.
There's
I
a
might
woman
make the
erratically
neighbors
yelling.
mad.
Bro,
And
you
then the
take me to
cops
a
do
forest to go scream.
Right.
I'm uprooting like
Somebody sounds like they're
17
getting murdered.
ancestors. No, I'm uprooting like 17 ancestors in my yell. Like I'm raising the dead
Right.
with my yell, bro. Like
Don't
absolutely
even
not.
get me started about
And I'm gonna get the cops called
ancestors.
on me.
Ah.
Oh my god,
No,
it's so
but
Yeah.
funny.
um my takeaway is be a girl's girl. Try to always be a girl's girl, and
Mhm.
men should be girls' girls. And I will say I like love and hate men. Like I love and I wish it was like something that was plausible for me. It just seems like it's not. I just feel like I always choose the wrong one, and I've had horrible experiences with men, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But not all men are bad.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
I guess.
I
But
guess. Yeah.
it's hard to say that.
I roll my
But
eyes. I'm like, I guess they're not all
I
bad.
I know. I feel like men are starting to wake up, and the fact that I see so many
Mm.
TikToks now where the men are like, defending us, and they're admitting to themselves and to the world that men, just don't know how to act. And
Not at all,
um
dude.
I hope, like, you know people who are getting in relationships can, realize that they do have a voice. Everything doesn't have to be 50-50. Hey, one day you're going to be at 16% and your
Mm-hmm.
partner's going to have to pick up the rest of the slack. That's just how it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
And then you get them the next time, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Erica, what was your takeaway?
Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with that too, and I think, um, I guess it kind of leaves me thinking, learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
good for them to, you pay attention to that stuff. Hopefully, people are listening to that and learning. We're learning about ourselves.
Yes.
Um, learning how to be instead of, you know, talking shit about other girls, hanging
Yeah.
out and having fun, and
Just like we
everybody
did.
can be yeah, you can have all kinds of differences and still find commonality. And
Yeah.
that's what we should be doing. That, like, how much better would life be if people just said, oh, this person's interesting, let me talk to
Yeah.
them, and that's what
And
it's all
That's
learning
about.
like
why and
literally,
learning why
I
do
feel
you
like
want to shit talk that person, like learning why, what
Hmm.
is it about you that's making you want to be so aggressive to that person, like what is it,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah,
yeah,
life is too short for that.
it is.
It's a
Mm.
waste of energy.
Ain't nobody
Yes.
got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for
Mm,
that.
exactly.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. Well, this has been lovely with
Hmm.
lovely banter with Lisa and guests. I love it. We're definitely gonna do this again for sure.
For
I don't
sure,
know
baby.
when, but we'll do it again. But yeah, that was our episode. Lovely banter is officially out of hiatus. Hiatus. Is that how you
Hiatus.
say it?
That you're on the money.
Hiatus status.
You're on
Sure.
the money,
We're
honey.
out
We
of
out
it.
it.
Mhm.
I love you
Thank
guys.
you for having me. It was fun. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yes.
I love
Yes,
yapping.
absolutely. Thank you for joining. This was awesome sauce. Love
To,
it.
to any listeners, I hope you enjoy your day, your week, your month. It's your year, baby girl. Do your thing,
That's
queen.
right.
Year of the fire horse. Yes.
Woohoo.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't up to date
Okay.
what year it was, but I'm agreeing with you. Hell yeah.
I can send you information about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
By the
don't forget
way, yeah, I was gonna
don't
say I'm
forget
gonna
to
send you.
send me your full birth date, where you were born, state and city, and time. Thank you.
And next episode, Lisa's gonna tell us about what our risings are, and she's gonna diagnose our like personalities. I think it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, I am.
It's
I
gonna
can't
help.
wait.
That
We're
is
gonna
gonna
figure
help.
out we're gonna figure out where that aggression comes from, Tabby.
It's
Fatherly issues.
It's
oh.
That's where it comes
actually your
from.
north node, but never mind. Just kidding.
They're like yeah, it's because like the waves are no, believe me, I fully do believe in that kind of stuff. I really am fascinated by it, but I always find it funny when they're like, it's the waves that were tiding in the northeast, that's why. And I'm like, nah, bro, I just wanted to fist fight my dad when I was like 13, bro. Like that's all that it is. Like, don't worry, I'm not the
Exactly.
North
Yep.
Star. No, I'm kidding. I do find fascination in that though. I think it's so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me. Once you get this, you'll kind of like want to like know more. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. That's what
Mhm.
started my like astrology like journey. I was like, wait, what? Why is this so accurate? What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely get that information over to you. I'll have my people call your people.
Hell
Hmm?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, then, till next
But
time,
you
I hope you
ladies,
guys enjoy your day and night, whatever it is.
yes, you
exactly.
too. Yes, I don't know how to end this.
Finger
We'll see.
guns, bye.
Bye.
Hasta luego,
Bye.
Thanks
eh?
again, guys.